A very good morning, all of you. Hope everybody is in front of your systems. A very good morning, all of you. Hope everybody is in front of your systems. This every day because you understand where to read, where not to read, where to stress more, and then you can achieve more than 70% for you. हम हर दिन ये स्लाइड इसलिए दिखा रहे हैं कि आपको ये सर्टिफिकेशन क्लियर करने के लिए हमको 70% लाना है। वो 70% लाने के लिए कहाँ पे ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस देना है वो आप लोग प्लान करके पढ़ेंगे। इसलिए ये कंटेंट हर दिन हम लोग दिखा रहे हैं। ये हमारा 5 मॉड्यूल्स है, वी हैव 5 मॉड्यूल्स हियर एंड ईच मॉड्यूल हैज़ इट्स वेटेज। हर एक मॉड्यूल अपना अपना वेटेज है, उसके अनुसार अपने क्वेश्चंस दिए जाएंगे। अकॉर्डिंग टू द वेटेज द क्वेश्चंस आर आस्क्ड इन योर एग्जाम। So please plan yourself according to the weightage and then prepare yourself. ये वेटेज के अनुसार अपना अपना प्रिपरेशन का प्लान कर लीजिएगा ताकि जहाँ पे ज़्यादा परसेंटेज मिल रहा है वहाँ पे ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस दे के पढ़िएगा। Alright, so we just get into programming. In the programming, we are there in something called classes. हम लोग अभी जो प्रोग्रामिंग कर रहे हैं वो प्रोग्रामिंग में हम लोग अपना क्लासेस पे प्रोग्राम कर रहे हैं। सो कल तक हम लोग कई प्रोग्राम कर रहे थे, लाइक बेसिक क्लास ऑब्जेक्ट समझने के लिए और इनहेरिटेंस समझने के लिए हम लोग कई प्रोग्राम कर रहे थे। I repeat, we have been looking at a lot of programs to understand basic class and object, scope of an object, and then we have been understanding inheritance, polymorphism, and all. So today we are going to look at two things. I'm sorry. आज के दिन में हम लोग दो चीजें देखेंगे। अगर हम लोग पहले से देख रहे तो हम लोग कई चीजें देख रहे थे। We were looking at a lot of things with respect to classes. They are classes, then two objects. Then we were looking at something called inheritance and we were looking at scope. कहाँ से कहाँ तक एक्सेस कर पाएंगे ऑब्जेक्ट को, क्लास को, ये सब चीजें हम लोगों ने देखी है। क्लास, ऑब्जेक्ट and their scope, and then inheritance, and then we have learned something called polymorphism. And then next we are going to learn today something called abstraction, and then we'll be learning the next one called encapsulation. We have been looking at these two concepts also, but we don't know what exactly is this abstraction. I repeat, till now we have been working with this abstraction and encapsulation also, but we don't know that we are using this abstraction and encapsulation. Abstraction we haven't used it, but encapsulation we have used it already. So we'll try to see all that. हम लोगों ने ये दो कॉन्सेप्ट कुछ कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स में हम लोगों ने किए हैं, बट हमको पता नहीं कि वो एब्स्ट्रैक्शन है वो एनकैप्सुलेशन है। ज़्यादातर हम लोगों ने एब्स्ट्रैक्शन का नहीं किया है, बस हम लोग एब्स्ट्रैक्ट कीवर्ड एब्स्ट्रैक्ट कैसे यूज़ करते वो देखे थे, बट एनकैप्सुलेशन का हम लोगों ने एक प्रोग्राम भी कर लिया है। अभी हम लोग आज के क्लास में इन डिटेल्ड एब्स्ट्रैक्शन और एनकैप्सुलेशन समझते हैं। So as we have done certain in introduction to your abstraction and encapsulation, in today's class we will clearly understand in detail about abstraction and encapsulation. So हम लोग इसको समझने के लिए पहले हमारा IntelliJ IDE ओपन करते हैं। In the IntelliJ IDEA we'll try to write some program where we understand abstraction and encapsulation in Java. हम लोग कुछ प्रोग्राम लिखते हुए कुछ प्रोग्राम करते हुए हम लोग एब्स्ट्रैक्शन और हमारा एनकैप्सुलेशन समझते हैं। मैं फिर से अपना नया नया प्रोजेक्ट खोलता हूँ। आई विल क्रिएट ए न्यू प्रोजेक्ट so that there is no confusion of which file that I am creating it. I am using Java 14 version and I am taking a command line app and I am calling this as my ABS and ENC. otherwise I'll put it as my classes sample. My classes sample. This is a project that I've created. I'll just close this. Now see, this is a project that I've got called my classes sample. Now here I'll try to write my code and my project has only one source file, that is nothing but main class. I have only one file called main.java, which has a class called main class, and the main class has a main method called public static void main. This is what that I have it for my project. अभी मैंने अपना project बना लिया है. Now here I can start learning, I can start writing my code. Before writing it, we will open up our paint and try to understand what is abstraction first. So we will now talk about something called abstraction. Now if you look at, अगर हम लोग इसका देखते हैं तो abstraction is a process of hiding the implementation details and showing only functionality to the user. यानी एब्स्ट्रैक्शन एक ऐसा मेथड है जिसमें हम लोग फंक्शनैलिटी यानी जो असली जो कोड होता है जिसके वजह से वो मेथड एग्जीक्यूट होता है वो हम लोग हाइड करते हैं, यानी वो हम लोग किसी को नहीं दिखाते, लेकिन वही कोड एग्जीक्यूट करके हम लोग वो टास्क कंप्लीट करते हैं. ऐसा जो प्रोसेस है, जो जिस प्रोसेस में हमारा जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होता है यानी एक्चुअल कोड होता है वो कोड को हम लोग हाइड करते हैं. सो abstraction is a process of hiding the implementation details. So how do you implement that is being hidden? Say for example, अगर आप कुछ रेसिपी बनाना चाह रहे हैं, आप कुछ अच्छा सा डिश बनाना चाह रहे हैं, तो वो जब डिश बनाते हो तो पूरा प्रोसीजर देते हो ना कि वो कैसे बनता है, पूरा रेसिपी कैसे बनता है. सो दैट इज अ स्टेप बाय स्टेप अंडरस्टैंडिंग, दैट इज कॉल्ड इम्प्लीमेंटेशन. जैसा हम लोग करी बनाने या कुछ डिश बनाने जैसा स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रोसीजर करते हैं, उसी तरह हमारा जो कोडिंग में भी स्टेप बाय स्टेप कोड लिखते हैं ताकि एक स्टेप के बाद दूसरा स्टेप एग्जीक्यूट होना है, सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. हम एग्जीक्यूशन का प्रोसीजर डालते हैं. वो जो प्रोसीजर होता है उसको जब हम लोग हाइड करते हैं, देन उस हाइडिंग प्रोसेस, हाइड करके जो एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं उसको कहते हैं एब्स्ट्रैक्शन. I repeat, abstraction is a process where you hide the implementation of it. Say for example, you are creating a recipe, you are creating a dish, then you give an instruction, right? What is the first step, what is the second step, and what is the third step, so that you complete those steps so that your dish is ready. But when you hide it and try to create your dish, that kind of a process is called abstraction. Now we will try to look at that kind of a process called abstraction, where we try to hide our implementation and run the code. I repeat, where we try to hide our implementation, hide our procedure, and then execute it. This is called abstraction. Now if you could look at, abstraction in Java is available in two ways. So the abstraction that we look at in Java is available in two ways. The first way, if you could look at, the first way of doing abstraction is by creating a class as an abstract class. By creating a class as an abstract class. And the second way is by using something called interface. By using something called interface. I repeat, an abstraction is achieved with the help of abstract classes or interfaces. I repeat, abstraction जावा में इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए यानी एब्स्ट्रैक्शन जावा में करने के लिए हमको एक क्लास को एब्स्ट्रैक्ट बनाना है या फिर हमको इंटरफेसेस का यूटिलाइजेशन करना है. इधर हमको एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास यूज करना है या फिर इंटरफेसेस को यूज करना है, तभी हम लोग एब्स्ट्रैक्शन ला सकते हैं. किसी प्रोग्राम में अगर एब्स्ट्रैक्शन लाना चाहते हैं तो हमको ये समझ में आना चाहिए कि हम लोग इधर एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास यूज कर रहे हैं या फिर हम लोग अपना क्या कहते हैं इंटरफेस यूज कर रहे हैं. So if at all we are implementing abstraction, then we are either using abstract classes or using interfaces. Now assume that you are using an abstract class. Now you are using an abstract class. Then there are certain things that you should keep it in your mind. Whenever you are using the first method, so whenever you are using this method, then you should look at certain things. You should concentrate on certain things. Sir, what are those certain things, sir? If at all you look at the first one is you should use the class as abstract class. So the class should be used is abstract. Whenever you use your abstract class, then it is not necessary that all the methods should be abstract. When we were learning about the abstract keyword, I have told you no, with access modifiers and non-access modifiers. When we were discussing, I have told you there is something called static, there is something called abstract, and so on. So if you look at this, abstract is a kind of a non-access modifier. I repeat, abstract is a non-access modifier which can be used with a class or a method. I repeat, ये जो हमारा abstract जो कीवर्ड होता है वो उसको कहते हैं नॉन एक्सिस मॉडिफायर. हम लोगों ने नॉन एक्सिस मॉडिफायर जब कर रहे थे, जब पढ़ रहे थे, तो हम लोग ये एब्स्ट्रैक्ट के बारे में हम लोगों ने कई एग्जाम्पल देखी है कि हम लोग अपना एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास कैसे बनाते हैं, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड कैसे बनाते हैं, हम लोगों ने एक एग्जाम्पल देखी है. सो आज के दिन में अगर देखते हैं तो एक एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास के अंदर हमको एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड्स हो सकते हैं, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड हो सकते हैं, और and also you can have non-abstract methods also. We can have both abstract and non-abstract methods. You have abstract and non-abstract methods available in the abstract class. An abstract class has both abstract and non-abstract methods. And the third very important thing is you cannot instantiate. What is that instantiate, sir? What is that instantiate? Instantiate is nothing but creating an object. Now you cannot create an object for a class, which means we cannot create instance or object. We cannot create it like this. We cannot instantiate your abstract class, or you cannot create your object. And the fourth very important point, if you could look at, it has constructors and static methods also. An abstract class has constructor and also static methods. You can have your constructor, you can have your static method. And the only thing that you cannot have is it cannot be instantiated. And also, if you could look at, we have seen another type of uh, non-access modifier, that is final. So you can create methods as final. We have discussed. So this final method can also be used. You can have final methods in your abstract class. You can have final methods, you can have constructors, you can have static methods, you can have abstract and non-abstract methods, and only thing that you cannot have is your instance or your object of the class, which means if at all I have abstract, say let me just create a what we call it. Let me just create a class here so that you understand how we use it. So I'll just pick it up and call it as abstract class A, or say apple. Assume that this is my class. Now to create an object for this particular class, we can create it as apple A equal to new apple. Now this is called object. Now this A is called object. If you could look at this kind of creation is not possible. You cannot create an object or you cannot instantiate like this. I repeat, you can never create an object like this. Especially whenever you are working with an abstract class, you cannot create an object like this. There is no way that you can create an object like this for an abstract class. Apart from that, you can have an abstract method and a non-abstract method. You can have a static method. You can also have constructors. You can also have your final methods. Only thing that you have is you cannot instantiate like this. You cannot create an object like this as you do it for other classes. You cannot do it for your abstract class. This is the only thing that you should understand. Now we try to go ahead and work on abstraction with the help of your abstract class. Say now I will try to make this class as abstract. Whenever I want to make my class as an abstract class, in that case I can just simply go there and try to utilize in a keyword called abstract. So I just go ahead and put it as public abstract class. Public abstract class main. Now as discussed, your class should be made as we'll just go ahead and tick one after the other. A class should be made as abstract class. So I have made it as abstract class. The second one that we will see, you can have an abstract method and a non-abstract method. So I just come here and create a method called abstract void sample. I am creating a method here. This is my sample method. If you look at this sample method, it says the implementation, whatever the implementation that is there, that should not be written here, which means I should not have any implementation for this, which I'll put it as semicolon, which means I should not have this flower braces to implement. जैसा हमारा मेन मेथड के लिए यहाँ पे फ्लावर ब्रेसेस है, ऐसा हमको मेथड का एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड का फ्लावर ब्रेसेस नहीं होते. So you can just put it up. Let's see, it will raise an error because you don't have any implementation. Implementation नहीं रहना चाहिए जैसा हमारे यहाँ पे implement करते हैं. If at all you want to create int I equal to 10, then you wanted to get I equals to I into 2 and then print, that is nothing but system dot out dot println, and then wanted to print I. This is called implementation. Anything that you write code and try to work on something to get an output, that is called implementation. Now this implementation cannot be done. You are not allowed to write these brackets also, which means you don't have a way to implement it. You don't implement anything. You don't write any code within the method of abstract. So abstract methods do not have its body. So now the abstract method is created. Now we should also create non-abstract method. So we will now go ahead and create a non-abstract method. We will call it as void. Say we'll also call this as public abstract void. Similarly, we'll call another method as public void my sample. This is another method where it has implementation. See, I have the implementation for this. Now I can write it I equals to int I equals to 10, and then I equals to I into 10, sorry, I into 10, and then I'll just go ahead and print it as system dot out dot println, and I'm giving the latest I. Now this is my implementation. I want to multiply my number with 10. That's it. So this is a simple implementation. ये एक मेरा simple implementation है. यहाँ पे मेरा abstract method है, यानी a method which has a keyword called abstract, and also there is no implementation. Is called abstract method. Now in the abstract class I have an abstract method, and I don't have a keyword here called abstract, and I have implementation. Then that particular method is called non-abstract method. Now I have created an abstract method, and I have also created a non-abstract method. देखो, I have created an abstract method and a non-abstract method. Then the next one, we will try to create an object for our abstract class. Say this class is main is an abstract class. Whenever I wanted to create an object, main m1 equal to new main. See, whenever I wanted to create it, see it is overriding it. Whenever I want to create it, see it is not allowing me. Whenever I am writing it as main equal to new main, see whenever I am writing it as main m1 equal to new main, it is not allowing me. This is how we create an object, no? main m1 equal to new main जब हम लोग लिखते हैं तो ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट हो जाएगा, लेकिन यहाँ पे हम लोग ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, बिकॉज यहाँ पे जो मेरा मेथड है, सॉरी यहाँ पे जो मेरा क्लास है वो मेन क्लास है विच इज एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास. ये एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास होने की वजह मैं यहाँ पे ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ. So I'm not able to create object for my main class because my main class is an abstract class. Because of which means this is also true. Yani this is also done because I'm not able to create my object. And the next one is constructor and static methods. Now we'll just look at, see already the static method is there, public static void main, so which is already proven. It is abstract class allows static methods. Now we'll see the constructors. Now we'll see the constructor. The constructor name of the class is main. My method, if it has the same name, then it is called constructor. So I'll put it as public main. And once I open it up, now see, this is how I've got my constructor, which means my abstract class can have constructor and my abstract class can have static method. So which means this point is also fulfilled. And the next one is having final methods. You wanted to have a method as final. So I will just come here, public final void my new method. See, I am able to create my final method also. See, I am able to create my final method. I am able to create my constructor. I am able to create my non-abstract method. I am able to create my abstract method. So हर एक चीज मैं यहाँ पे क्रिएट कर पा रहा हूँ. एक ही चीज मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा, वो है हमारा एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड के लिए, सॉरी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास के लिए ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करना. See, I am able to create final method, your constructor, a non-abstract method and an abstract method. Only thing that I'm not able to do is creating an object, right? Now we'll try to see how we can create an object also. Directly we cannot create it. Directly we cannot create anything with the help of something called abstract class. Sir, why we are not able to create it? Abstraction is nothing but hiding. You wanted to hide all of this. If you create an object, then you have an access to everything. So that hiding process is done with the help of your non-creation of an object. You don't create an object for your abstract class. But still, today we can create that and use it. We'll now see with an example. Now let me remove all of this. let my class also be regular class. My main class is not an abstract class. See, once I remove abstract class, my object error is removed. So this is my again simple application which has only a main program, and then I have a main class and then main program. I mean main method. So this is what we have it. It is an empty application. अभी हम लोग यहाँ पे एक एग्जाम्पल लिखते हैं. Write a program to use abstract class. Now to create it, what is that we do is we will now try to create another class, another abstract class. My main class is a normal class. Now I want to create another abstract class. To create it, I will go to company, right click and make it as new, and I'll make it a Java class. Once I make it as Java class, and once I wanted to use it, I will write it as second class. Once I select on this, then you have a second class available. Now I have main class and then I have second class. Now I'll make my second class as abstract. Now I've made my second class as abstract, and I'm creating an abstract method, that is public abstract void my method. Now this is how I have created my abstract method. Now once the abstract method is created, now what we will do, I will go to my main page. So which means my second is an abstract class and my main is a normal class which do not have any abstraction. Now what we do in the main method, we will try to go ahead and try to get our existing method, that is your existing class. We'll try to get that existing class, that is nothing but second class. Before doing that, what we will do is, as we had this particular abstract method, similar to that, we will now try to have public void my method. So the name of this method is my method. I'm using the same method. Now here I will do the implementation. The implementation that I will do is system.out.println, and here I will write it as I am getting executed. See, once I do this, see, if at all I create an object for main, that is, assume that I am creating an object for main m1 equal to new main. Now whenever I do this, then what will happen? As we have seen something called overriding yesterday, instead of this class which is being executed, my main class method gets executed. Instead of second class dot java which has your my method, this will be overridden by your child class member. So which means this my method will get executed when my main extends second class. When my main class extends the second class, in that scenario, my abstract method will be replaced by my existing my method. Now to use it, as my second class is an abstract class, I don't use it like this, but I will use this as, say, second sec equal to, I cannot create an object for my abstract class. For this, I cannot create an object abstract class. So instead of doing it, we will call it as equal to new main class, equal to new main class. See, now there is no error. I've got instance for my second class, but it is not the instance of the second class, but it is the instance of the new main. As it is extending, my this object can communicate on the either of the methods. Once I communicate, if at all we make it, we will put it as sec dot whatever the method that we have it, my method, then it gets executed, which means the object sec that is created is now communicating with my method which is there in the main class. So which means indirectly this access is obtained here, which means whenever this object is trying to interact with this method, then it is hidden. Everybody feels that this is getting communicated, but this will not be communicated, but this will be communicated indirectly, which means we are hiding this code. We are hiding this code in main class and we are trying to execute from the second class. I repeat, we are executing it from the second class, but ideally the implementation is there in the main class. This is how we run something called abstraction. I repeat, this is how we run something called abstraction. Now, once we run this, then you see, even though second is talking about your abstract method, it is now executing a non-abstract method. So this is how you work with something called your abstraction. So in a real-time scenario, more or less abstraction is implemented to hide the actual location of the code where it is executed. So ideally the actual code will be there in some other class to which is executing, and the user who will be looking at it will look at the class or the method without any implementation. We don't find any implementation in the abstract class, but every user will be looking at only the abstract class there. I repeat, we only see abstract class working, but ideally we will be working from somewhere else. That's the concept of something called abstraction. You hide the data somewhere else and try to execute it. That is how you work with something called abstraction. So in Java, we can implement abstract using your abstract classes, and you can also use it with the help of something called interfaces. Now, when you are creating something called interface, then we create nothing but calling it as an abstract class with implementation. Whenever we are trying to use it, say for example, my abstract class whenever it is being created, which has all the methods to be abstract. Here in this particular case, an abstract class is doing. So we'll just go back and understand. So the second one that we are looking at is your concept called interface. Now interface is nothing but is an abstract class with all the methods of it being abstract. I repeat, whatever the abstract class is there, the similar abstract class, so which means जैसा हमारा ये abstract class का जो context है उसी तरह वो बनेगा. Say for example, we will write it now. We will have abstract class apple, but it will have something called its implementation written in something called void eating, void smelling, This is how we create an interface. But instead of writing it as abstract class, we will call it as interface. This is what we do it. An interface is nothing but an abstract class with abstract methods in it. This is called your abstract your interface. Now this is called as your interface. This is called as your abstract class, and this is called as your interface. With the help of these two, you will try to, I'm sorry, with the help of these two, you will try to achieve something called abstraction. With the help of your abstract class, with the help of your interfaces, you will try to achieve your abstraction. We will try to achieve abstraction using your interfaces and abstract classes. Now we'll try to achieve now we'll try to use the interface. Now we'll try to use the interface here. This is one example. So we'll now try to do another example. New project. अभी तक मैं जो एक्सप्लेन किया था वो ज़्यादातर बस कॉमन वर्ड्स थे, इसलिए मैं वहाँ पे इंग्लिश में नहीं रिपीट कर रहा था, बिकॉज मोर और लेस आई वाज शोइंग यू एवरीथिंग, हर चीज़ दिखा रहा था वहाँ पे. सो माई क्लास न्यू and clicked on OK. Now I want to open it in a new window. See, I have got my main class and the main method. Now what is that I want to do is I need to create an interface. When I need to create an interface, then what I'll do, I'll just come here, right click, and then right click on this, and then go ahead and make it as Java class. And I'll make this class as Java, or I'll just call this as my class, right? Or I don't call it as my class, I'll call it as my interface. I will delete this. I will right click and again create it as my interface. Now see, instead of writing it as public class my interface, I will call it as interface interface, and the name of the interface is my interface. Now the name of my interface is my interface. Now in this my interface, I will write the methods void smelling. Say I'll put it as writing, and then I will put it as void listening, and then I will put it as void, and then we will put it as reading. This is how I've got my methods, and all these methods, see, it haven't got any implementation. अगर यहाँ पे देखते हैं तो मेरा जो क्लास क्रिएट हुआ था उसको मैंने इंटरफेस की तरह कन्वर्ट कर दिया है, और ये इंटरफेस के अंदर जो मैं लिख रहा हूँ, जितने भी मेथड्स लिख रहा हूँ, ये मेथड्स मेरे एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड्स है. यानी ये जो मेथड्स के अंदर मेरा इम्प्लीमेंटेशन नहीं है. सो बट लेकिन यहाँ पे जो मैं यहाँ पे लिख रहा हूँ, मैं एब्स्ट्रैक्ट मेथड करके नहीं लिख रहा हूँ, मैं बस मेथड लिख रहा हूँ लेकिन उसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन नहीं लिख रहा हूँ. सो आई डिडंट गेट एनी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हियर. Then after doing it, I will just go to the main class. In the main class, I will call it as main extends interface, my interface. See, जब inheritance लाना चाह रहा हूँ तो inheritance नहीं दे रहा है, बिकॉज यहाँ पे मुझे एरर इसलिए दे रहा है कि ये मेरा क्लास नहीं है बल्कि ये मेरा इंटरफेस है. I repeat, when I'm using extends, it is not working because my interface is not my class. It is an interface. when you are trying to get the interface into your class, when you want to get your interface into your class, जब आपको अपना इंटरफेस अपना क्लास में चाहिए तो हमको हमको लिखना है, इंस्टेड ऑफ राइटिंग इट एज एक्सटेंड्स यू शुड राइट इट एज इम्प्लीमेंट्स। जब हम लोग अपना क्लास को यूज करना चाहते हैं, जब हमारा इंटरफेस को क्लास में यूज करना चाहते हैं, तो हम लोग लिखते हैं इम्प्लीमेंट्स माई इंटरफेस। बट लेकिन यहाँ पे देखो, क्लास मेन मस्ट बी either declared or declared abstract और implement abstract method writing। सो ये एक एरर दे रहा है। एरर क्यों दे रहा है कि यहाँ पे जब मैं इसको इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहा हूँ तो मेरा क्लास इधर हमारा जो मेन क्लास है वो एब्स्ट्रैक्ट बनना चाहिए। जब मैं किसी इंटरफेस को यूज करना चाह रहा हूँ तो मेरा क्लास एब्स्ट्रैक्ट बनना होगा। सो माई मेन इज नॉट एन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास, सो वी शुड मेक इट पब्लिक abstract class. Now see, the error is removed. So whenever you want to implement your interface, then you should have your class as an abstract class, which means interfaces can be used only with abstract classes. I repeat, the interfaces can be used only with the abstract classes. So what I will do, I will not implement it here. I will not implement it here. Now what I will do, I need to implement this, I need to convert my main into abstract, which I don't want to do it. I will remove this. Now I'll create another class called my class. I'll create my another class called my class. See this my class, myclas is my new class. In this new class, I will try to add more functionality. Now to add more functionality from the interface, that is, I want to get this interface into my class. To get it into my class, I will make this class as an abstract class. जब मैं ये इंटरफेस को ये माई क्लास में लाना चाह रहा हूँ तो माई क्लास मुझे एब्स्ट्रैक्ट बनना है। जब ये एब्स्ट्रैक्ट बनेगा तो मैं यहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंट्स माई इंटरफेस लिख सकता हूँ। अगर मेरा ये क्लास एब्स्ट्रैक्ट नहीं बनता है, अगर मेरा ये क्लास एब्स्ट्रैक्ट नहीं है, तो मैं इसको इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर पाऊंगा, इसलिए मैं यहाँ पे करूँगा एब्स्ट्रैक्ट। अभी मैंने यहाँ पे तीन चीजें हैं, मेन है डिफॉल्ट आएगा, और मैंने और एक क्लास क्रिएट किया है ताकि ये क्लास एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास बन सके, और एक क्लास को मैं इंटरफेस की तरह कन्वर्ट किया हूँ। ये मेरा इंटरफेस हो गया है, ये मेरा एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास हो गया है, यहाँ पे मेरा रेगुलर नॉन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास है जिसके अंदर मेन मेथड है। सो इसके अंदर मेन मेथड है एंड ये क्लास है नॉन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास, और ये क्लास है एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास जो इंटरफेस को इम्प्लीमेंट करेगा, और ये हमारा इंटरफेस है। So we have got an interface and then an abstract class for implementing interface, and then a non-abstract class to get the values from the abstract class into the main method. Now what we will do, now interface is implemented by abstract class, and the abstract class is extended by your non-abstract class, which means I'll write it as my extends will extend my class. So if you could look at, there is an error here. What does it say? So whenever you have your main, either you should declare it as abstract or implement writing method. So whatever the method that I've got it here, that should be a return, that should be used, according to the requirement. So what I will do, I will just come here and again create an abstract method called void writing. See, I've got a method called writing. So this is how I've got my writing created. So now here I can just go ahead and do the implementation of it. So I'll just go ahead and implement. So in the implementation, I will write it system.out.println, and I will write it as I am printed. Now there is an error. So error says writing in com.company my class clashes with writing in com.company my interface, attempting to resign it. So what is happening here? Whatever the void that I'm trying to write it is trying to coincide. So we will make this as public so that it can be used anywhere. Because it is raising an error, because if at all you don't write it as public, then it is considered as default. When it is default, you don't have an access. So to ensure that you don't go wrong, you should make it as public. यहाँ पे जब इंटरफेस को यूज करना चाह रहे, ये राइटिंग मेथड को यूज करना चाह रहे हैं, तो अगर यहाँ पे जब हम लोग लिखते हैं void, डायरेक्टली जहां पे हम लोग वाइड राइटिंग लिखते हैं तो हमको एरर आएगा। वो एरर को कवर करने के लिए हमको लिखना होगा पब्लिक वॉइड, पब्लिक वॉइड राइटिंग। जब हम लोग ये पब्लिक कर देते हैं, whenever we make it as public, then the error can be rectified. Now what we will do, now in interface is implemented in your abstract class, and the abstract class implementation is done in a non-abstract class. Whenever we are doing implementation in a non-abstract class, then you should extend it. You should extend your main. Your main class is extended with my class. In this situation, what we will do is we will have to go ahead and implement our existing methods. जैसा यहाँ पे एरर दे रहा है, देखो ये बताएगा कि मुझे कुछ मेथड्स है जिस मेथड्स को मैं यूज नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ। जैसा कि लिसनिंग एक मेथड है, यहाँ पे लिसनिंग एक मेथड है, रीडिंग एक मेथड है, इनको मैं कहीं पे यूज नहीं कर रहा हूँ। सो इन ऑर्डर टू डू इट, आई विल गो अहेड एंड पुट इट एज public void, and I will write it as listening, and then I will try to implement it here. ये listening को मैं यहाँ पे implement करूँगा और लिखूँगा system dot out dot println, and we will put it as I am listening now. I am listening now. Similarly, when we are doing it for similarly reading, I'll put it as public void and then reading, and then we will put it as system dot out dot println. In that we will put it as I am reading now. Similarly, we will put the other method, that is public void public void, and we will use it as writing, and then we will go ahead and write it as system dot out dot println, and we will put it as I am writing now. So this is how we have created all the methods. But see, still you have an error. Sir, why you have this error, sir? Because you are writing all these methods in the main method. So whatever you are creating, these are the methods which should be created in the class. See, once I created, I have written it in main method to ensure and show you that once we put your methods here, once we put your public methods here, see, immediately the error is rectified. Once you implement all those abstract methods here, once you implement all those three abstract methods here, immediately the error is removed. So this is how you have got your abstract methods being implemented. See, whatever the interface have got your three abstract methods, all these three abstract methods are accessed by your abstract class. Interface is accessed by abstract class, and the abstract class is accessed by your regular class. Now in the non-abstract class, I wanted to create an object, that is object for your existing interface. So I will put it as my interface, my interface int equal to, I'm sorry, it is small my interface, no, my interface my equal to, I want to create new whatever we have created, the current class, that is nothing but your main class, which is your main. See, the interface is implemented by abstract class, and the abstract class is implemented by non-abstract class. Now to use the interface, I've created my as an instance for the interface equal to new main. Now to call it, I will give it as my dot, I will call listening. Similarly, I'll call it as my dot reading, and I can also use it as my dot writing. Now see, once I execute this, I can execute it like this. Once I'm executing it, see what is being happened here. Once I execute, the output says I am listening now, I am reading now, I am writing now. See, all these are printed. I am writing now, I am reading now, I am listening now is being obtained. So which means your interface is used. Everybody will get to see only this. The user will only see this. Interface has only this. But in the output, you are getting as this implementation. This implementation is executed, you get an output, but ideally everybody knows that the interface has only this. There is no implementation that is available. You have got an interface, but the interface doesn't have anything. इंटरफेस के अंदर कुछ नहीं है, बट इसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन कुछ चीजें हम लोग एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास में कर सकते हैं और कुछ चीजें हम लोग अपना नॉन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास में कर सकते हैं. अगर हमको इसको यूज करना है, सो हम लोग कैसा यूज करते हैं. नाउ एज वी हैव क्रिएटेड एन ऑब्जेक्ट फॉर एन एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास, हाउ वी हैव डन. अगर इसको यूज करना है, अगर आई एम प्रिंटेड को यूज प्रिंट करना है, instead of this, instead of printing it as I am listening now, I am reading now, I am writing now, ये तो प्रिंट हो रहा है. ये इसलिए प्रिंट हो रहा है कि ये हमारा मेन क्लास एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है. अभी हमको क्या करना है, बस ये मेथड को प्रिंट करना है. आई वांट टू प्रिंट दिस आल्सो. वी हैव प्रिंटेड ओनली दीज थ्री मेथड्स राइट नाउ. We have printed only these three. Now I want to print this also. In this case, whatever we have done in the previous example, जैसा हम लोगों ने abstract class का object create किया है, उसी तरह हम लोग create करते हैं. We can create an object for abstract class by calling it as my class. C1 equal to new main. Once we do it and call it as C1 dot your writing. Once we now execute it, see, you will have an output with all the three options getting printed, and in addition to that, see, this is getting replaced. Instead of printing this, I am printing this because it is overridden. Now you are using it as writing is now printed for 2 times because this is executed, and this is also being executed. Now this is already overridden because I'm already overwriting it right now. Now both of them are printing right now only. See, this is not executed, but even though we go ahead and execute only this, I am writing now is only printed. Whenever I wanted to execute this, it is not executing this, but for it is executing my writing only, which is nothing but my child class is overriding the parent class members. So interface methods can be executed by abstract classes, and the abstract class methods can be executed by non-abstract classes. You can hide the data in interfaces. You can hide the data using abstract classes also, right? So now it is already 1 hour. So we will take a break of 5 minutes and we will come back and understand about encapsulation. Now we have understood about abstraction with the help of your interfaces and abstract class. Now we'll try to look at another example after the break. We will understand about encapsulation. मैं फिर से बता रहा हूँ, अभी हम लोगों ने जो सीखा है अभी तक वो हम लोगों ने एब्स्ट्रैक्ट क्लास यूज करके और इंटरफेस यूज करके एब्स्ट्रैक्शन किए हैं। अभी हम लोग क्या करते हैं, ब्रेक लेते हैं 5 मिनट का, एंड ये 5 मिनट के अंदर हम लोग अपना अपना अटेंडेंस दे देते हैं। एवरीबडी ऑफ अस विल गिव अटेंडेंस इन द 5 मिनट्स, एंड आफ्टर दैट वी विल लर्न अबाउट एब्स्ट्रैक्शन। एंड अटेंडेंस के बाद 5 मिनट के बाद हम लोग इनकैप्सुलेशन समझते हैं। वील अंडरस्टैंड इनकैप्सुलेशन आफ्टर द ब्रेक। All right. So we'll now just continue with our next concept. So as we have discussed, we'll continue with something called encapsulation. So we'll get into our paint to understand encapsulation concept. हम लोग अपना पेंट पे जाते हैं ताकि हम लोग समझ सके encapsulation कैसे होता है। So this encapsulation क्या होता है, is a process of wrapping up things together. सो जैसा मैं एक टैबलेट का एग्जाम्पल दे के आपको थियोरेटिकली जब पढ़ा रहे थे, तो आई शोन यू दैट देयर वाज अ कैप्सूल, एक टैबलेट था, उसके एक साइड पे मेथड्स एक साइड पे वेरिएबल्स डाल के मैं आपको दिखाया था। आई हैव शोन यू लाइक ए कैप्सूल which has one side methods and one side variables. So an encapsulation is a concept in Java where you wrap up everything together. You put everything together as a unit and you execute it. That is called your that is called your concept of encapsulation. I repeat, in Java, encapsulation is a concept where you try to wrap up everything together and try to execute as a unit. Say what we will do. We will now go ahead and understand about a concept called encapsulation. Now assume that this particular class has some members. Then the members have got, say, some variables, and then we have got some methods. Now what we do is we execute these things like a single unit. I repeat, I execute this entire thing like a single unit. Now this entire thing is considered to be like your capsule. So whatever I have been telling it to you like a capsule. So which means it's like this. So if you could look at, it is like a capsule. Now once I pull it up, it's like a capsule. Now the capsule has some particular members and the member functions. Now this is a class which has my members and member functions in it. Now instead of executing this separately, executing this separately, calling this method separately, calling a second method separately, instead of calling them everything individually, we try to execute everything together as a unit. which means the entire thing is called converted into a single unit. So it is converted into a single unit, so that all these members formed like a capsule. See, you have some methods here. If you could look at, there were some lines here, boxes here. Lines were representing my variables, and methods were boxes were representing my methods. Now all of them are now seen like a single unit. The entire thing is only green. Earlier, if you could look at, all of them were seen separately. If you could look at all of this, all of them were seen separately. But once I come back here, once I get into the concept of encapsulation, now everything is like a single unit. Now this single unit is executed. This is something called encapsulation, right? So now when we are working with the concept of encapsulation, we will try to see how we do it. Now we'll see this with an example. एक example के साथ हम लोग देखते हैं. Now the question comes up, sir, when we are executing it together, there will be private members also. There will be some public members also. How are we executing it together? That is what we have already done in another example. हम लोगों ने एक एग्जाम्पल जब कर रहे थे, जब हम क्लासेस और ऑब्जेक्ट्स जब समझ रहे थे, हम लोगों ने एक एग्जाम्पल किया है. उसी एग्जाम्पल को मैं दोहराते हुए मैं एनकैप्सुलेशन एक्सप्लेन करूंगा. I will try to repeat that example once again and try to explain you and make you understand what is an abstraction, sorry, what is an encapsulation. So ENC class. So I am creating a new window where I try to make you understand something called encapsulation. See, when I'm trying to work on this concept called encapsulation, what is that I wanted to do is I wanted to run my variable, my method together, which means I want to run my method and also run my variable together. When I wanted to do this, then I can make it with multiple things. Say I will take a public variable, sorry, I'll call it as public variable name. I will take a public variable in my example, for which I will go ahead, sorry, I'll take a private variable in my example. अभी मैं एक private variable को ले रहा हूँ, private string str. Now this is the string which is private, which means it cannot be used anywhere else outside the class. Now when I wanted to run this together, I mean whenever I want to run this together with the public methods, then in that case I create two public methods. If you could remember, there were two public methods that we were always creating for a private member. अगर आपको याद है तो हम लोग एक प्राइवेट मेंबर को यूज करने के लिए दो पब्लिक मेंबर क्रिएट कर रहे थे. वो पब्लिक मेंबर आपको अगर याद है तो वो था पब्लिक स्ट्रिंग st set str, and then you had this method getting created, and then you have got another method public string get uh, public string get name, sorry, get str was one that you have been using it, and then we were returning it with some str value. Say I will just take it as string yes equal to, if at all you want to read it, you can also give it as directly return. We can return it as return str. This is how we can do it. Similarly, when we are getting it, we were writing it as public. Whenever we are returning a value, then in that case we need not have to give any return type, so we'll put it as public void and we'll put it as set str, and then we just open up the method. In the method what we will do is we will say this dot str equal to str. What does this mean? It means that this represents the current class member. Current class member dot str equal to, we are assigning a value called str. So which means whatever the private member that we are trying to access, that is given with a value. So this is how we can do it. Or we can also give it as, in the set method, we can give it as string str. We'll give it as str1. Now whatever the str1 that we are reading it, that can be assigned to str. Now I'll make it as str1. So this is how we can give the parameters. So this dot str equals to str1. Now for this private variable, now I can return the value. Whenever we write it as get, then it will throw out the value. It will give the value. Whenever you write it as set, then it will be assigned with the value. Now say for example, if at all we want to call it somewhere else, whenever we want to make this as your readable items or writable items, then in that case we use both the methods. Which means whenever you execute this program now, whenever you want to execute your program now, say for in this case I'll put it as main m1 equal to new main. In this case, if at all I want to get what is the value that is there in the string, I can get it with the help of something called m1 dot get str will give me the value, and m1 dot m1 dot set str will try to accept the value. So I will give it as hello. See, once I give it, then the hello is given to this particular set str. Now the set str will assign it to str, that is string which is private, and then whenever I'm calling it, I'm getting it. So what is that I'm explaining it here is I'm running all these three together. Now I'm putting this as a capsule. If at all you look at, I'm converting this into a small capsule. This entire thing is made as a small capsule. Now I'm running all of these three things together. That is, I'm running my private member, and private member is run with some public string get str method which will return values, and I'm running with something called set str which is public method which I'm accepting some value. So private member is accessed somewhere else with the help of two public methods that are called your getStr and your setStr. Now we'll try to go ahead and work on it. Now I wanted to read this value from the keyboard. I don't want to give it here. I want to read it from the keyboard. In that case, what we do? We will write it as scanner sn equal to new scanner, and then we'll put it as system dot in. जब ये करना चाह रहे हैं तो we'll put it as system dot in read करने के लिए. And after that we are considering, say, uh, r equal, we'll call it as string r equal to, I want to read this value from the keyboard. So to read it, I'll put it as sn dot next line so that it will read the complete string. And also I want to pass this r into my set str so that it can be read. Now I should instruct the user to give the value. So I will put it as system dot out dot println. Now here we'll say please enter the string. We'll put it as please enter the string. We'll put it as print only so that the value can be read in the same line. जब मैं इसको execute करता हूं, once I execute this, then see it is asking me to enter a string. I will give it as hello. Once I give it as hello, see what is happening here. It should ideally return me with my.str. It is returning me, but whatever it is returning me, I'm not printing it anywhere. So I will give it as system.out.println, and I will try to pass this here. I will try to pass this my.str, get str over here, and then put the semicolon, so that whatever I give it as the input, that will be read out. So जो भी मैं इनपुट दे रहा हूं वो फिर से वापस आ रहा है. सो यानी क्या कर रहे हैं, वंस वी गिव इट एज हेलो, देखो हेलो वापस आ रहा है. सो विच मीन्स ये जो हम लोग यहाँ पे दे रहे हैं वो ये मेथड एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है. सेट str मेथड एक्सेप्ट कर रहा है. एक्सेप्ट करने के बाद वो यहाँ पे जाके प्राइवेट मेंबर में स्टोर कर रहा है. जब इसको रिसीव करना चाह रहे हैं, कहीं पे प्रिंट करना चाह रहे हैं, तो ये हमको वापस देगा. ये जब वापस देगा तो मैं यहाँ पे प्रिंट कर रहा हूँ. This is how you give the values and read the values. Now if you could look at this, str has the permission of reading and also the permission of writing. Assume that I don't want to give the permission of writing. I don't want anybody to write anything to my str, which means I will give it as hello only. Now nobody should change it. In that case, what is that I should do? I should not allow something called my set method. If there is no set method, which means you cannot set anything. Even though you read it, you cannot set it. Even though you read, say, hello friends, and enter. See, it will not read it. It will only use only this. So now my string is given with a value, and it can only, it is only readable. You can read it. Now you cannot insert a new value. Whatever this insertion that you wanted to do it for your str, that is not happening. So when you want to save a value, when you want to make it editable, when you want to make it writable, then you should have a method called set method. You should have a method called set method. When you have this set method, then see this becomes writable, which means whenever I give it as hello world, sorry, hello friends, whenever I give it as hello friends and click on enter, see it is saved into into str as hello friends, and it is returned by your get str. So now if you want to make it only writable, you don't want to have a readable method. In that case, what is that you should do? You should remove this get str. Once you remove your get str, you will never be printed. So I will access this value. And then I will have, say, hello, and I'll make it as friends and click on enter. See, you will not get any output because you don't have this get method. When you don't have your get method, so it will not give you. When it is not giving you, it is only writable. So what is that we understand by this is you can execute your functionality, execute your logic as a unit with the help of encapsulation. And whenever you are working with encapsulation, the first thing that you do is execute as a unit. This is the principle of something called encapsulation. And the second one is you can use your private or public data in the unit, and to make them readable. If you want to make them readable, which means you want to get the data from that variable or want to get that data from that particular entity, then you should use something called get method, which is nothing but your get method. Similarly, whenever you want to make it writable, whenever you want to make that property as writable, in that case you should use something called set method. So for a particular member to run as a unit, we use it as a unit, and we can use public or private member, and then we can assign the values by using set, and we can read the values using get. So this is how you use something called encapsulation. So this will make it as whenever you use it as get method, whenever you use only get method, then in that case we will call it as your read only operation. This is called read only operation. Whenever you have only set method, then this is called write only operation. If you have both get and set methods, if you have both get and set methods, you have both get and set methods, in that case it is both readable, read and writable. This is how we have got a read and write, both of them available here. So this is how you execute as a unit, and it can be public or private. It can be a get method or set method. If it is get method, read only, set method is write only. If you have both of them, then you have a permission to have both read and write. So this is how we work with the concepts of encapsulation. If you just go ahead and look at whatever we have discussed, right. So with this, we complete the concepts of classes. So we have been looking at classes, how to create a class, how to create an object, how a class can have multiple objects, how a class have a constructor, why do we overload a constructor. We have seen all that with examples, and we have seen how a public method can be used, how a private method can be used, how a class can be declared as public, private, or an abstract. Say yesterday somebody have asked, sir, can we create a public private class? So I can just go ahead and create a class as private also. I can go ahead and create a class as a private also, but it is not allowed for your regular class because you are using something called your public static void main there. If at all you create a new class, say I'll just come back here, new Java class, say my class, then instead of making it as a public class, I can make it as private class. So the private classes can also be utilized, and specifically we create more or less the classes as default are public, and the methods can be made as private. Right, the methods can be made as private so that those private methods can be restricted to that particular class, because class is only created to make it as a bundle. All right, so this is what we wanted to explain it to you. So that's about your classes. And then object scope, like I have shown you now, abstract classes cannot be created with an object, and the regular classes can be created with an object. Object can interact with different methods. It can interact with inherited methods and your regular class methods, all that we have seen with the inheritance. And then polymorphism, we have shown one class exhibiting different method properties, or different methods with the same name are getting executed, called your polymorphism, which is runtime polymorphism and compile time polymorphism. You have been looking something called method overloading and method overriding, and then we have been looking at something called abstraction. Abstraction was talking about something called your hiding of data, and encapsulation is nothing but running your entire data or entire program as a unit, or set of methods and variables together forming as a unit and running it is called encapsulation. So this is what is about classes. So we have completed the classes.